Ginger here, coming from the Big Island of Hawaii. And for today's Impact and Fame and Fortune Impact Millions daily show, I'm actually here at the beach, and I hope like you could actually still hear me, or maybe the internet also might go out, but I'm so sorry about that. But I'm here actually with my family, and I wanted to jump on here and say hello to you, and to actually also reach out to you and give a really a cool understanding of what it really actually takes and what it really actually means when you what's it really like when you become a millionaire, and the shadow side of that. Hi Nathan. Hi everyone. If you're just listening in, just say hi. Sorry about the wind though, if you can't hear me very well. I'm sorry about that, but I'm blocking myself so that it doesn't make too much wind sound, but I'll do my best here. Okay, so today what I want to talk about, what is the shadow side of becoming a millionaire and how to bring it into light without sacrificing income, authority, or press, and the 3 steps to actually take control of your relationship drama. So first I have to actually just educate you about what it really means when you get to that level where you make millions, and when you actually are living your purpose, and you may seem to have it all, but the thing that might be missing as you go along that process is everything in your life has to up level as much as the money, or as much as the fame happens all at once. And really what's happening is you are actually experiencing an expansion of your whole entire being, because when you make more money, automatically you bring in more of a higher vibration, because money is energy. It's a very neutral exchange of whatever we value. So when people give us money, they are giving us what they value the most, right? Maybe that's a service, maybe it's that product, whatever you are helping your clients or your customers with. Essentially, you're giving them very, very big value. And so when you're doing that at the same time, your value is upgrading. Your entire being is upgrading. So whenever you are actually expanding in such a vast level, normally we think oh yeah, making big money and being known for what we do, and making an impact and making impact in millions, we automatically think oh, that's it, we have it all. So at the same time, we experience a lot of relationship issues, emotional health problems, physical well-being. Maybe you're feeling really tired. Maybe you feel wow, what's going on? Why is all of this drama happening around me? When in fact, I thought I could have it all if I had all that fame and fortune, right? We think normally that's basically what would happen. But the shadow side of it is that as you do that, your value gets bigger and expansively, and you yourself too need to actually work with a lot of self-worth issues, because normally also that would mean you would get a lot of people who maybe dislike you because they think wow, this person is making a lot of money, so they must have something special, or they might even like you at all because you are known to be so-called rich, or you're so-called seem to have it all, right? But when you're actually at that level, there's just so much things that happens energetically, and so I want to share with you what actually is happening energetically. So your body, mind, and spirit, they really need to integrate at once. But when we actually make more money, in a sense, our spiritual nature and our mind expands in a massive amount of energy, that what happens is you actually physically feel the effects. So when we feel the effects, let's say we made double income or triple income of what we originally made of the month before, we call that, we start to get upper limit problems, or even upper limit problems, right? Because maybe you were making, I don't know, 10K, and then suddenly you make 100K. That's 10 times as much. of energy, you've expanded. And that really, really does affect you. It affects you physically, mentally, and spiritually. And what's happening, your consciousness is growing really rapidly fast. And while you're doing that, your upper dimensional levels, your 7th and 10th dimensional aspects become very, very much big and aligned. But your physical level, your 5th, 4th, and 3rd dimensional aspects, they kind of contract. So what's happening is your body is contracting. So then you experience all kinds of like emotional issues, and especially in terms of when that happens, it's actually your relationship starts to blow up too in a very dramatic way. Does it make sense? So when it's happening at that dramatic way, what's actually energetically happening is your body is contracting so fast that just as much as you've expanded your higher consciousness, your body contracts even more, like 10 times more than normal. Does it make sense? So when it does that, then everything around you in your environment starts to get like, sorry, making noises. Your body starts to feel the effects, and then you feel really, really uncomfortable in your body. So this is why people say like suddenly you get like back issues, can't sleep at night. In some severe cases, you start getting anxiety attacks or panic attacks, or even in a very severe case, you start to get night terrors or nightmares. These are all effects that your body is trying to release. The expansiveness is happening in your consciousness as you make that much money and you get that much fame and fortune, right? So what you actually need to do is you need to fix it at not necessarily the 3rd dimensional level, because when you try to fix your relationships by like having like counseling or trying to make better communication with the person, what actually happens is you cannot really change it as fast as if you actually went into your 5th dimension aspect, which is in the Akashic records. What the Akashic records really is actually all the information that anybody has ever known is stored inside of kind of like this library. And this library of information is actually in our heart. So when we actually have that experience of our body contracting, our mind also is contracting, then we experience a lot of deep fears and a lot of self-worth issues and a lot of insecurities and almost feeling inadequate to move forward because everything around you starts to reflect the same kind of anxiety or trauma. Does that make sense? So the next thing you need to do actually is you need to actually come from a place of divine love and connection, and the miscommunication that's happening in your relationship is coming up because you and your partners or your family members, you're not really understanding each other's soul level gifts, or what I call your divine gifts. So when you're communicating with each other, it's like you're communicating different languages, and you yourself maybe not even be in touch with that language of whatever your soul is all about. So then it's like causing more and more disruption, and then it's just more and more drama. Okay? So the first level is actually you just actually need to come from a place of divine love and deep connection, that you really want to mend the relationship, you want to make changes so that you're all in alignment with each other. Then second thing you need to do is, the magic bullet actually is, you need to get rid of those karmic patterns. And when you actually clear it in your Akashic records at the root, at the source of the problem between you and maybe your partner, or you and your child, because normally what happens is your child starts acting up, your husband or your wife starts to like get really upset at you for no reason. All of these kind of things are all happening because your karmic patterns are building up in your body, your mind, and your spirit all at once. When you make an immense amount of money in known impacting millions. Okay, your consciousness is getting big, but your body is contracting. So the only way to actually learn it really quickly is in your Akashic records. Get rid of that karmic pattern. Third, step, right, is you actually need to work on your mindset. Your mindset to up-level all of your different areas, like rest, relaxation, it's, your finances, your family, your friends, like all the different levels of what you can think of in terms of all your life areas, not only your business, needs to up-level with you. And to do that, actually, you need to work on a very different level, and you need to take actions aligned to your divine gifts. So what I mean by your divine gifts is, your divine gifts is your higher level of gifts. So when you're connected to your higher level of gifts, which I call maybe like your psychic gifts or your visualizations, when you are actually aligning those higher aspects at the same time while you're healing your relationship and how you communicate through your relationships with your friends and family, people that are close to you, when you do those combined, then you're able to actually expand your body, mind, and spirit again. It's like the traumatic effect when you make more money in your higher consciousness. Even it's the same thing when you have a spiritual awakening. Like let's say you went on some kind of retreat, or you went on something like really that awakens your higher consciousness. Then what happens is the same thing. Your body contracts, your body, mind, and spirit contracts at the third dimension level, and then you start to experience like getting really tired, very fatigued. Maybe even start having autoimmune diseases. Like all of these stuff all are happening because your body is contracting as much as your consciousness is expanding. Does it make sense? So this is really big, and it happens a lot with those who create more fame and fortune for themselves and impacting millions really, really quickly. So actually what you want to do is you don't want to up level too fast. You don't actually want to make like 100 times more than what you normally do each month. Your consciousness needs to be at the same level as the body, mind, and spirit together. And you want to up level your income level very slowly until your body can get used to that new expanded vibration. So what normally is happening is like the rubber band is expanding, right? You're getting a higher level of consciousness, but it's stretching too far, and then it contracts, and then you get upper limit type of symptoms. So that's the shadow side. If you're not really aware of that, you can actually rapidly like dramatically affect your health, your emotional well-being, and also your relationships. Especially your relationships, they really actually feel it. And even though that you create an amazing situation maybe for your family by making more money, becoming a millionaire, it's actually not a good idea to move so rapidly and hustle so fast. You want to actually move at a speed that's a bit more at ease, where you're just manifesting like normal, like you get in a good vibration, you feel really good, and then you experience a really amazing maybe manifestation, whatever you desired. And just going like at that speed is much better than trying to like jump like all the way up to being a millionaire, or even if you're at that millionaire type of state. It's so important not to jump too high to the next level into the multi-millions either, because you want to actually let your body, mind, spirit, your relationships, your emotional well-being, your health to catch up with the amount of energy that you just received when you made more money. Does that make sense? So this is the shadow side about being a millionaire. Actually, people think like just because this person made a lot of, they're rich and they seem to have it all, that like they're doing all good. Actually, no. Nobody actually knows this. When you're aware of this shadow side, you really want to work on getting your body, mind, and spirit to open up again and don't contract anymore. You have to expand your nature. Because what happens is then when you contract in your body, all this very deep fears starts to come up, and then you kind of think like, oh, I can't make that amount of money again, or I can't do this for my tribe, or stuff like that. Oh, I don't know how to lead when actually you do know all these things, but because your body, mind, and spirit contracted, you can't remember what that feels like. Then what happens is you forget that vibration, and when you try to go after it again, and you're like hustling to try to get it done, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. It actually creates more problems in your relationships the most. And normally when people come to me, they're at this state. Their relationship is so like at the brink of divorce. They're like, you know, depleted. They don't feel good in their body. They're like losing their self-worth, like all these kind of things. And they're not in touch with their divine gifts. And actually what they need to do is actually just rebrand, get back in touch with what your soul brand is about, which is your divine gifts. Know what your pieces of your soul really need, and just putting those pieces back into the way that your soul is designed and actually acting upon in that level in alignment with your soul. And it actually is the most easiest way to get to your next level, is getting in alignment energetically with your divine gifts, clearing those karmic noises so that you can actually up level that level that you wanted to, but not in a very like rapid pace. It actually is that you want to vibrationally move into your next level very slowly, get back into your beingness and get back into your body in a very like clear sense. And once you actually accomplish that, then you can up level to your next level. Does that make sense? I don't know if Nathan is still here. Hi, Karen. It's really that simple, but we actually don't know it until we're in the mess. When we're just like our back is out, we cannot move. You know, we feel like almost like you're kind of like attacked. Maybe like something is coming like inside of you, or your mind is just doesn't feel. You don't feel like in control of yourself. It's like doesn't make any sense, right? And that's the reason is because you've expanded too fast and your body is just feeling like huge effects, and it has to go somewhere. Your karmic stuff has to go somewhere, and the only way it does it is it blows up in your body, and you somaticize all kinds of health issues, emotional issues, and stuff that happens in your relationships. So I always recommend people when they start to like, you know, make 50K to 100K per month, that you actually work on clearing all those karmic noise before you up level to your next level. Oh, Karen says, hey, I'm listening. Oh, good, Karen. Sometimes I know what I need to do in the actions, but I see myself avoiding the actions. That's also another, yes, that's also another effect, is you tend to avoid taking action. And the reason is because the karmic things in your body is in remembrance of like all the negativity. So it doesn't actually want to act. It wants to like stay in the fear. So the only way to actually solve that is either clear it in your Akashic records, or you can do the hard way, which is just take the action to like tell yourself like not to avoid it. You know what I mean? Like just to go past the fear. But I can tell you that's like hustling a lot, and this is what no entrepreneurs are doing too much. Is they're I get it that we need to like overcome our fear sometimes, right? Like we just need to do it, no matter what anybody else says. Like you just got to do it. It's true. But one of the easiest ways, you got to know where from the root that fear or that emotion or that avoidance is coming from, and when you actually can pinpoint that, you can overcome it. Or another way is through mindset work. So obviously, like journal about it. Karen says yes. A lot of like hustling. Yeah, it's like you're like trying to go through it, and you're hustling through it, and you're like pushing. But pushing is not the best thing. It's actually like going back in reflection into your mindset work and getting to the core of where that's coming from. But sometimes you can't actually really overcome it because the soul is like a can't actually take the action. So there's actually two kinds of blocks. It's either at the soul level, where it's really deeply in your core, in your DNA problem from your family line, or you know past life choices you made before, or it's actually ego sabotage. And ego sabotage is just like you avoiding it totally, being in fear. That can actually look like soul level blocks, and soul level blocks can look like ego blocks. So actually you got to know the difference between the two. And what I've noticed that when it feels like every time that same karmic pattern keeps showing up, then it means it's usually a soul level block. If it's like something you just need to push through, like turning on your video, right, to get on Periscope, like that's a different story. Then it's probably an ego block. It may not be what I am supposed to be doing and forcing it. I total sabotage. Yeah, that's also another case. Yeah, you could be doing it and forcing it. And sometimes it's just because it's actually not the aligned action at the moment. Or like divine timing, like you just like know when it's the right timing. Like for example, I knew that I need to upgrade by actually taking my photo shoots. Like rebranding myself, putting up my new website and all that kind of stuff. And it's been like really a long time, but it actually was not the right time in the past. But right now it's so crucial for me to up level to my next level. So that's why I said yes, okay, I'm doing it. So that's like different, right? Like sometimes you have to force it, and sometimes it's just divine timing, like it's not the right time for you to do that. And you'll get actually impulses from your intuition when it's the right time. By the way people like interact with you, like for example, my friend, she was actually the makeup artist, and she told me like she's doing a photo shoot like this in LA, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to experience having a photo shoot. And next thing you know, I'm going to LA. Like it was like all divine timing. It was like, I'm gonna do this, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it now. I even had somebody else ask me to do that, to do a photo shoot with her, and I was like, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, I don't know. And then finally it's like I was prompted like every single of my being that this time, and then I did it. So you really gotta look at where is it actually coming from. Karen says I get it. Yeah, so there's a difference for sure. Alright, well, if you guys have any other questions, you can ask me now about this. But this subject is really fascinating, what I just talked about. Or if you just, you missed the beginning, you actually want to go in the beginning, because I explained the 3 steps that you want to do to get past that shadow side of being a millionaire. And when you're actually at that level, like I said, your consciousness has expanded too fast and your body is contracting. And so when it's contracting, then you get a lot of emotional, mental health problems, and also your relationships and all your 10 life areas start to deteriorate. And the reason is that because your consciousness has grown, but your body has contracted, and it's like trying to get rid of that karmic noise. And the best way is you got to clear it at the core, which is your soul level blocks, and that will equally help you to get to your next level, as long as that's cleared in your past lives and on the other level of dimensional levels. And that's usually what I help my clients with, because sometimes it's just so deep, like no matter how hard they try to fix their relationships and their marriage and their kids is acting out, at the core is actually a very deep soul level block. And once that's cleared, then the whole family can actually relate to each other from a divine today. What really happens? What's that shadow side going to look like? So I want to share with that. And yeah, I'm coming to LA and New York, so I would totally like to meet up with you guys if you're listening in. I'm actually having like a dinner party in LA at a beach house, and also in New York at the Carlton Hotel. And we're going to be networking with a whole bunch of other entrepreneurs, and I'm bringing in very powerhouses so that we can actually gather together. But also I'm hosting my VIP days there, and so in both LA and New York. So I hope that I could actually see you guys in person. If you really would like to meet me, I would love to meet you in person there too. Just PM message me, let me know that you're interested, that you actually want to come and just meet. Because for me at this level, I feel like we need more connections. We need more that connected to each other, and the best way is of course doing it in person. So, and then my next upcoming thing is I'm going to make a big retreat in Maui. So if you're actually interested in that too, like totally let me know. In October I'm going to make a really big retreat with actually a celebrity guest. So it's going to be and empowering. I'm in Miami. Maybe one day you can come here. Oh yeah, I would love to come to Miami for sure, Karen. We can meet up. All right. So yeah, it's actually, I'm coming very soon. It's on July 26th. I'll be already in LA, and August 1st I will be in New York, and my whole trip is going to be until from July 26th to August 5th. So let me know if you're guys willing to come and meet me up there in LA or New York. I will be so happy just to give you a big hug and a kiss, for sure. All right. Well, you guys have an amazing day. And if you like my show here, totally just subscribe on my personal page here. I think there's like a little button at the top. Subscribe to my news feed here, and then it'll pop up into your own news feed. And then if you love this, totally please share it. At the bottom, I think there's like a little running man. You can share this post with your friends on your page. And if you love my work, totally jump into my Monetize Your Divine Gifts movement, which is you can just search it on there, or you could just go on my personal page and you can see the link to get to my Facebook group. All right, well, I'll see you guys all soon. You have an amazing day. I'm going to get back to my family. We're here at the beach here, and I was just like swimming with my son on my back. So actually I'm in my bikini still. But I thought I would like jump on here and just like give a good news feed and all. Oh, thank you, Nathan. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, all my love to you. Aloha.